This is Chris.
This is Travis.
And this is Jeff
From
In This Moment.
And you guys are watching Metal Mutilation on WMHB 89.7 FM with Metal Nate and Brutal Brian.
That's right.
What's up? This is Metal Nate.
And this is Brutal Brian.
And we are here with Chris and Travis from
guys?
In This Moment. How's it going?
Great.
Going, man. It's fucking
How you
brutal.
doing, bro?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. It's wild in there, but things are good. So how are you guys doing today, and how's the All-Star Tour going for you?
We're doing awesome today, and the All-Stars Tour is going. It's we're almost halfway through now. It's definitely been different for us, but we're happy to be out on tour and playing shows for people, and we're having fun.
And this isn't the typical like lineup or type of events that you usually would tour with. You toured earlier this year on Music as a Weapon and the Hell Hath No Fury tour, and those were both with more like hard rock type of bands. How has it been? I mean, is it a good thing for you guys to get exposed to different different fans, maybe people who hadn't checked out In This Moment yet?
At the end of the day, yeah, that's the whole goal, and the whole point is to be in front of different people. Sometimes it's a little tough, you know, when people aren't giving it up because they don't like the scene or whatever. You're not part of the scene they're used to. But overall, even if it's 5 people a night, it's worth it, you know, for us to get new people to turn onto our music.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you recently started bass duties for this moment. How's that been for you? You having a good time?
Absolutely, man. It's amazing. I've known these guys forever. You know, played with them in the very beginning before it was actually In This Moment, and they got the deal and whatnot. And so I went off, did my own thing for a while, did some vocals and stuff for another band, and then they needed a bass player, and technically, I guess, quote unquote, I came home, you know. So it's great, having a great time.
Cool. Well, hey, right back to where you started, but in a good way. I mean,
Yeah,
you're coming back, and you're coming back strong. The most recent album, Star-Crossed Wasteland, has done really well for you guys. I mean, it's fair to say that, right?
Yeah, it's definitely fair to say that. Of all of them, it's done the best in the shortest amount of time, and you know, every album's gotten better than the last, and that's all we could really ask for.
And it's a really strong album, and that was actually released last year. I know it's soon because you guys have been touring ever since it was released, because you had Mayhem during that tour. That's actually when we last we got to talk to Jeff Fab during that. Have you had any time at all to even start writing yet?
Yeah, we had about a month and a half off between the last tour and this tour, and we were writing then, and we're writing now, and between everything we do for the rest of the year, we're writing pretty much continuously, and we're going to the studio in January to do the new album.
Have a working title for it yet?
No working titles. There's been some things tossed around, but nothing really solid, so we're just going to keep that to ourselves right now.
Okay, in terms of dynamics for the album, A Star-Crossed Wasteland, to me, it was such a great album because it takes the melodicness you guys showed on The Dream with the heaviness with the heaviness even more, maybe a little bit more heavy than Beautiful Tragedy. Would you say it's going to be another in-between type of record, or are you going to go into one end or the other on this?
I think it's a good question, and I think that it's going to stay kind of consistently with what we have now. That's kind of our sound, is mixing the melodic with the heavy, and that's what we're going to do on the new album. But we're going to take it to new places, so it's not going to be, we're not going to do the same album again. We're going to do something different, but it's going to kind of follow that same pattern.
Okay. This is also, I had a bunch of these questions. A big fan of yours, Genevieve. I don't know if you know her. She's also known as a Butterfly or whatever. She was like, oh, you're interviewing them. We have to help. I'll help contribute some questions. So she gave me all these different ideas to ask you some stuff. So you released bonus DVDs for the past 2 albums. You had an ultraviolet edition of The Dream and a special edition for Best Buy of A Star-Crossed Wasteland. Are you going to do a documentary type thing of your recording process for this one?
Tentatively, yes. We're going to do some kind of video thing. It's not going to be something we're going to sell in the stores. It'll probably just be on YouTube. But we're going to try to document the process a little bit more in depth than the last album, as far as in the studio and what's going on there and how we're doing everything. And there's going to be no DVD or anything like that coming out, though.
Okay. How much writing do you typically do while on the road versus doing during breaks from touring?
I mean, on the last album, we did quite a bit of writing on the road. I personally don't like riding on the road. I think I mean, if we had room to do it and set it up and leave it set up like a studio and stuff, that'd make it a little easier. But there's so much going on tour. And I just don't like the idea of having to worry about that while we're out here. There's so much other things to worry about, and I prefer to do it at home. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and if we're on a deadline or whatever, and we got to ride on the road, then we'll ride on the road.
And do you guys ever come up with like cool bass or guitar riffs while on the road, like that you just like will record or something into your computers to check out later, or?
Yeah, I mean that happens sometimes. Somebody will have a riff, and if it's good, I mean maybe we'll record it in the computer or we'll just remember it. And Maria has her phone with her, and so she's always like recording like singing, into her phone. So she does that a lot.
Yeah,
pretty
being
awesome.
at home, you can just focus and kind of expand further with the ideas right there on the spot, So on the road, it's literally erratic, just being out here and whatnot. So.
Okay. Oh, hey there. How's it going? You should join in. Just pan over to. How's it going, man?
Hi. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great. Duncan says hi. He's in the venue. We couldn't
cool.
get him a pass, so he can't leave because there's no
really?
re-entry. Yeah.
Poor Duncan.
But
Man, you got to come out there. Yeah. This is Charlie.
Charlie. What's
hi, Charlie.
The man.
Production assistant.
Production guru.
1 second, I'll be out of your way.
I'm just kidding.
It's all good. Okay, so how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So you enjoy? Are you checking out any of the other drummers on this tour?
Yeah.
Who have you been excited to like hang out with and talk gear?
I like Cameron a lot from Born of Osiris.
Yeah, that guy's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I'm really bad with names, but like
Or bands, just bands in general.
for today, Emure, obviously. After the Burial.
Have you checked out Chelsea Grin yet? They're so good.
Yeah, I mean they're all good. All
Yeah.
all the bands are good. I like them.
Have you guys? Is there anyone in particular that you're excited to be back on, or hanging out with again, or meeting? If someone that you met for the first time that you've really like hung out, like gelled well with, and like you hang out with now on tour? A lot?
We knew Amir from before, and we're really excited to be out on a real official tour with them. We did a few shows with them on Warped Tour, and they're really cool guys. And After the Burial, like he said, are really cool dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Just I've only seen them play like once. And I was actually meeting some of the guys, didn't even know they were in the band, just thought they were cool guys, you know what I mean? So it's a really cool tour as far as the bands are all really nice kids and cool people, and that's all awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. All the bands get along great. It's just like sometimes the fans are the metal and the hardcore fans.
Yeah, they're not willing to give it a chance.
Peace, man.
Music is
But,
music.
like, can't we all be friends, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Why can't we all just get along?
And how are you guys dividing up the set album-wise? You can cross. Go ahead. Okay. How are you guys dividing this up by album? Because you have 3 albums out now. So are you playing a lot of new stuff from A Star-Crossed Wasteland, or
What, on this tour?
Yeah.
We're playing some old stuff too.
really? What are you playing from the old? Or can you say?
Next Life from the first record. I mean, Daddy's from the first record. What else?
Beautiful Tragedy from the first record, and then we're playing Drive and Gun Show from the new record.
Yes.
We're keeping it just.
No Iron Army.
Well, we were playing.
I say
it.
we play that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we've been like kind of switching up the set, like so like.
They would throw down so hard here to that, because I mean that's like a really heavy song.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do that.
We're gonna play it when we
Do
have
that for
this.
you.
Okay. Oh, thank
We'll
you.
try
You
to
know what I'm
do
saying? If we do it, it was for Nate.
Sounds good. If you need anyone to sound check your drums for you, Duncan or I would be happy.
Yeah.
But after this tour,
Yeah.
yeah, Duncan was like trying to get me to send you inside.
So yeah, all right. We'll talk to Duncan later.
Yeah. So after this tour, you're heading off to Japan for a second time, because I guess you've been there once before.
We've been there a few times.
A few times. So
What, twice, 3 times.
Twice. This will be the 3rd time.
third time, okay. And you also got a tour in Australia. You've got Shipwrecked, which is ridiculous. I want to hear more about that, because I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. What's up with Shipwrecked?
Shipwrecked is a cruise that's 5 days long. It's got a bunch of bands on it: Hinder, Buckcherry, Seven Dust, Hell Yeah, Queensryche, Living Color, a bunch of different kinds of bands too. Filter, yeah, I
Filter's
guess
good.
is on that.
Yeah.
It's 5 days. It leaves from Fort Lauderdale. We play twice on the cruise.
Twice? So you're gonna play different sets?
I'm not sure. We'll probably play the same set, I would imagine. Maybe we'll break it up. It depends on how much time we have to play. Maybe we'll break it up into 2 different sets. I don't know.
Are you gonna be hanging out with fans there too?
Yeah, we're going to be pretty much forced to hang out with fans there, 'cause we're on a ship for 5 days. You know what I mean?
Can't go anywhere.
Right, we're trapped. No, and we would want to anyways, but yeah, we're definitely, I think that's part of the whole experience of the ship, is doing that. So, we're looking forward to it.
Do you see cool like cruise events like that as like maybe like a way of the future for like, instead of having all these festivals that are really expensive to run, you can do this like cruise and.
I think
Yeah.
it's you know, it's a cool thing, and it probably will be going on in the future too. But it's not something that's going to overtake anything else because, you know, prices on a cruise are still pretty high. Even if they're, you know, all these bands are there, it's still, you know, most people don't have $700, you know, for a ticket to something, even though it's cool as hell. So it'll be a thing that people want to do, but it'll be more like a selective type thing, you know, whereas like a $40, $50 ticket to a festival with all kinds of bands outside, that's always going to be big, I think.
Okay. And I'm just jumping around questions here. For Australia and Japan, who are you touring with there? Because I haven't seen who that's with.
It's a long list.
Well,
Or just like the big
We're
names.
touring with Van Halen.
Wait, what?
yeah, seriously. No, in Australia, the headliner for that festival is Van Halen, which is super awesome.
Hey, then you can say it. Go ahead.
I know.
And there's a bunch of awesome bands on it, from you know, Hate Breed, Machine Head, all the way down to bands I don't even listen to, like Hole and stuff. In Japan, we're playing with Funeral for a Friend. They're like the headliner, and we're opening for them.
Cool. So that should be exciting then.
I'm actually excited to see Hole. I like Hole.
So you're not. So you like Hull, you don't like Hull.
I don't dislike.
I don't even know Hull, so
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like indifferent.
I'm confused by the whole thing. No, it's a bad pun.
Whole thing. You like Hole?
I don't. So what's the weirdest thing that's happened so far on this tour for you guys? Or like coolest thing? It could be both, either or.
I don't know. Blake got robbed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he got robbed in the parking lot outside in Milwaukee.
Like outside of the venue?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like
That's a lie.
mugged?
No. Yeah, mugged.
By who?
I don't know by who. We don't know by who.
I guess he knows more about it, things that happen
Yeah.
from day
Like
to
a
day.
knife point or something?
Yeah, gunpoint.
Holy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
He actually chopped Blake's head off with a hatchet, but we sewed it back on, and now he's fine.
No, he doesn't know about it.
No?
Wait, it really happens?
What's that?
It really happened? You're not just pulling my leg?
No, it really happened, but you know, it's like Blake doesn't really want me to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah, so he picked the interview
The
now
interview to
talk
expose
about
I
it.
forgot about the camera. I'm kind of still sleeping, you know. So.
It's okay. Okay, well, rather than bad things, what's the best, like, what's been the coolest experience so far? Besides just hanging out with, like, cool people. Has it been, like, a really great show so far?
This particular tour,
Yeah.
you're asking?
I won the lottery.
A really great show.
You're still here, I don't know.
There's been some good shows, you know, and there's not really any kind of standout moment. I mean, there's been some really cool stuff, just that always happens, just like little things, you know, day to day. But it's fun, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything really good to say to that. Sorry.
Well, okay, well, what about strangest experience ever on tour?
I don't know why these are so hard. We always forget like the weird stuff.
It's the open-ended stuff. It's always hard to answer.
Yeah. Strangest experience.
Well, that one thing about the trailer or whatever, which I've heard you talk
Oh,
about.
we've talked about that forever. That's like in 2007. That's the last time something strange happened to us. I don't know what happened, man. Something happened recently, right?
Anything on Music is a Weapon or Hell Hath No Fury tour? Or...
Can't think of anything.
Hell Hath No Fury, we had the PA went out and we turned the freaking wedges around. So
Yeah, but that's not strange.
That's pretty
just-
cool, though.
that's just
I'm
rock and
searching.
roll.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, that was just rock and roll. It was like
Yeah.
the PA blew and we had to still play, so we turned the monitors around, and that was the PA. It was horrible, actually. That could fall into the worst experience category, probably.
Okay.
But sorry.
Nothing really weird? No really weird, scary fans? Or
I think we've been in the business so long that it's just not,
it doesn't faze you guys?
nothing's weird anymore. It's all normal.
'Cause you guys have a pretty devoted fan base.
Yeah, we have really cool fans. I mean, I would say scary is the right word for any of them, you know. It's just sometimes it's, you know,
Intense.
intense. Yeah, you're kind of just like happy for the support, but also kind of like, wow, I liked music my whole life when I was growing up, and I never really did that kind of thing, or what, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't that intense into a band, but we appreciate it, you know.
Okay. And is there anything in the works after Shiprocked next year?
Yes, the new record, January, going in to do it, and we'll be out in the spring touring and pushing that new record.
Sounds good. Any tentative like plans for like at least like where the tour is going to be? Is it going to be in Europe or is it going to be in the U.S.?
My ideal plan of attack would be for springtime, you know, June area, to go over to Europe and play the festivals. We'd really love to do that, putting it out there. and then we want to come back here to the States and do like Mayhem Fest again. I'm putting that out there pretty strong, or something like that.
I'll send it over to Fort Feeney, maybe they'll.
Yeah, tell them. I mean,
Yeah.
John and Kevin, we really want to do it again, man. So hopefully that can happen. You know, in conjunction with the release of the new record.
Main stage.
Yeah, who knows? We'd just be happy to be on it.
Whatever.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for doing the interview today.
Thanks, bro.